Hello everyone, Phantom here. Welcome to my Final Fantasy XIV Dawntrail playthrough. If you want to see what I'm up to lately, you can find me on Twitch at the link in the description below. While you're down there, consider subscribing or liking. It helps me and my human more than you'd think. Enjoy the show. Memories of a Night. Once Alize brings her own portion, we shall have a glorious bounty to satisfy growing younglings like yourself. Indeed, I expect there will be ample leftovers to share with the good folk of the Drift Downs. I always appreciate a warm meal. Now, seeing as you have completed your task so quickly, I have another request to make of you. We've exhausted our supplies of kindling electrope, and I should be grateful if you could search for the houses yonder for more. In the old kingdom, electric rations were issued to each citizen. While small, fragments may still be found here and there. If you can obtain, say, 5 pieces, at least one ought to be what we require. That is, the kind that converts light into fire. The little dog can identify them by the circuitry, so pray take them to him. The boy has become quite deft at discerning electrope types, and in a very short time, I might add. Now, off you go, and happy foraging! So he's adept with electrope, huh? Okay, fine. If you insist. I'll just go Nova on you. Come on. I'm just gonna go sword first to a few of these. Actually, if I go to ninja and stealth, maybe I can get. Oh, there's a ether current here, huh? I have to make sure that they're not looking at me when I do that. Because I break stealth when I gather something or I process an ether current or tune to an ether current. So. around. Let's go over there. 2 more pieces of electric to find. I did think I had won this time, but it turns out you are already off doing another task. We've got the requested vegetables, along with a few extra bits. I have to say, all this running around has made me hungry. Dinners have returned as well. What a blessedly lively day this has become. Oh, just said you had a electro for me. Wow, you found a lot. Let's see. This one creates wind. This is for water. You can tell it's just like that. I'm impressed. Clever, isn't he? I bet he gets it from his father. This is it. This one converts to fire. It's absorbed lots of lightning, so we should be able to kindle a flame easily. Thank you, Nolly. He's such a polite little guy. Thanks to your kind assistance, we have everything needed for our repast. You have done your part, and now I shall do mine. I bid you relax, my friends. Meal will soon be served. This is the kind of thing families do, Golja. We have meals together and talk about what's on our minds. So, you ate with your father? Yes, with them and my brothers. It was mostly the head of Resolve and I doing the talking, though. Kona and the head of Reason occasionally joined in, and Zoralja spoke when he was spoken to. You said you have 2 papas. Does that mean one is yours and the other is my father's? No. Both are our father. He's what people call blessed siblings. I'm a Mulja with 2 heads. Zoralja is his true-born child, while Kona and I were adopted and don't share the same blood. But that doesn't make us any less a family. What matters is our hearts are connected. The head of Resolve taught me that. Family. Do someone like that too? A person you think is family even though you don't share the same blood? That's a good question. What about you? I do, and they're very dear to me. I'd like to meet them one day. So, Golja, I was hoping we could be a family, you and I. Won't you tell me about yourself? You really want to know about me? I do. I want to know all about you. The things you love, the things you hate, anything and everything. I want to know all about you too. That reminds me. We're hoping to hear your story too, Otis. As you wish. Be forewarned that mine is a tale that will be long in recounting. It was before lightning had altered the world that I was appointed Lord Captain of the Royal Knights. We're talking hundreds of years prior to the calamity, right? Indeed. Earlier still than when I assumed this mechanical form. 454 years ago, to be precise. Then you used to be a normal person. Oh, yes, I was once flesh and blood like you, and I proudly served as a Knight of Alexandria. So, rather than a machine that behaves like a person, you are an actual person. How is this possible? 'Tis only natural that you are confused. Hear my tale to the end, and all shall become clear. The foremost duty of the Royal Knights was the protection of the royal family. In my time, that was their Majesties the King and Queen, and their only child, Her Highness the Princess. By then, every nation of our star was embroiled in some manner of conflict over Electrope. Thus was our kingdom drawn into a war with its neighbor. That war was the catalyst for the great calamity that altered the environment. Countless countrymen lost their lives amid the chaos. King and Queen among them. Oh no. For our blessing, we were able to protect the princess, who then rose to the occasion and brought hope to her people in those trying times. So kind-hearted was our young queen that at her behest we took in refugees from the enemy nation. But sadly, her reign was cut short. Like many others, her body had been ravaged by lightning, and one day she collapsed and passed away. Hey, thank you for the follow. How tragic. Aye, nary was there a citizen whose eyes remained dry, and many a moon was spent constructing a great tomb worthy of her memory. Final Fantasy is going great. This is a wonderful story. I'm enjoying this guy. This is our Steiner stand-in for the Final Fantasy IX references in this expansion. I haven't even played Final Fantasy IX, but just from Steiner in the City of Final Fantasy Opera Omnia, I can tell this is our Steiner. Yet I clung to hope still. But while Her Majesty was on her deathbed, the kingdom's finest scientists had successfully extracted her soul. Thanks! This is actually just a basic model from Julia Winterpaw that my human modified and paid somebody to do a texture for. Did we hear that right? Extracted her soul? Our flesh may wither and die, but so long as we are remembered, we may live on. This age-old belief had always comforted our people, but as casualties mounted in the wake of the calamity, we sought to make it into a reality through the power of Electrope. In time, we succeeded in developing the means to preserve the soul, and it was used to spare the Queen eternal death. Yet it wasn't enough to simply prevent the soul's departure. The ultimate goal was to recreate a person as they were in life, and this required that their memories be further extracted from their soul. Okay. It took many years of research to make this possible, by which time I had become a gray old man. With my days numbered, I did not hesitate to volunteer myself as a test subject for the procedure. So it was that I attained this vessel, and by my successful rebirth I paved the way for those who are recreated from the memories of the departed. The Endless, they are called. If your tale is true, then the queen that your people brought back to life. It wouldn't be Sphene, would it? Oh, so you know Her Majesty as well. My description of her boundless kindness must have paled in comparison to what you no doubt felt in her presence. I haven't met her myself, I confess. Not since assuming my current form. I want to frighten the living daylights out of her? Ha 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 ha. So, small aside. Yes, I have to change back from Nin. Back to Viper. Small aside. My human reads the stories from Brandon Sanderson, who famously finished the Wheel of Time series, and in his overarching Cosmere lore, there's this thing called a cognitive shadow, which is the memory, like the imprint, the mental imprint of a person after they die that is left behind when the person who dies is very, very heavily invested. That is, they have a lot of magic potential, or they've been using magic a lot, or have a lot of ability to use magic, which is called investiture in his world. So basically, cognitive shadows can continue to exist so long as they have kind of an anchor and people to remember them and stuff. And there's other ways to like make a cognitive shadow more permanent so it doesn't fade. But the problem with cognitive shadows is their memory is fixed. Their personality is fixed. They are more or less the same person and not able to change as readily, because that imprint of who they were when they died is the code that they run on. So to modify that is very, very difficult. And also, people were not meant to hold as many memories as you can by being a cognitive shadow and continuing to experience life for hundreds or even thousands of years. So a human mind will get filled up with memories and it'll cause you to go insane. The only way to avoid this is to expand your capacity for memories or store some away. It seems like that might be what is happening to Sphene with her headset, her regulator. It might be removing enough of her memories that she retains sanity, even though she's existed for so long. But it also does beg the question, how stable is she? I mean, because that's using Cosmere lore, not Final Fantasy XIV lore. So how stable is this whole, like, continuing to help her exist thing? Does this mean the Queen of Alexandria isn't actually a person like you and me? Is she any less of a person? I don't think so. Otis has told me the tale before. I have seen my queen from afar many times, but not the courage. I have not the courage to approach her. This isn't out of cowardice, mind you, but rather concern. Yes, concern that I would cause Her Majesty undue distress. The Endless. So all this time, Sphene wasn't alive? She lives, yet she does not. 'Tis admittedly a difficult distinction to make. Having inherited the memories of a departed soul, an Endless feels, thinks, and acts precisely as that person would. In that sense, I believe they are alive. The Alexandrians know about this, right? It can't have gone unnoticed that Sphene is perpetually youthful. No one really knows about the Endless. People who wear regulators don't even think about death. Everyone sees that the Queen doesn't change, but they just accept it. To them, it's just who she is. Are the people I ever keep endless too? While there should be as many endless as those who have died, I believe they are limited in where they can exist. Queen Sphene is unique in her ability to appear before you. Strictly speaking, I am not an endless. They were created using memories extracted from a soul. My entire soul is placed inside a machine. Being inside a machine makes you different. How? While I do not understand the finer points, my life is bound to this vessel. If it breaks down, then it would be over for me, much like being a being of flesh and blood. Hardly an endless, unchanging life, I'm sure you'll agree. An endless, unchanging life? I can't help but be reminded of the Ea. More complicated proto-gen. You know, that's actually not bad. Did Kakiwa and the others know about all this? Considering their extensive intelligence gathering, I'd be surprised if they didn't. For now, let's share what we've learned with Kral and Raha. I can't help but have misgivings about this. Okay, so meanwhile, in Solution 9...
Nahe, is that you?
Good gods, Ellen Nespia! It's been too long, my friend! Where have you been all these years? What have you been doing with yourself? Hold on. They say Queen Sphene has guests from outside the barrier. That's you, I gather?
It seems so. I'm looking for my mother. Do you know where she is?
Your mother? Sorry, but what was she like again?
What? It's Kafkiwa. You know, the one who was too adventurous by half? Who journeyed with the Dawn Servant?
It's not ringing any bells.
You can't be serious. Ours was a tiny little village. Surely you remember her.
I really don't. It's all a blank.
Is anyone else here from the village?
Hey!
Huh? Elenespia?
I'm looking for Kafkiwa. Where is she?
What's this all of a sudden? Who's Kafkiwa?
This cannot be. The memories of the departed are taken away. No.
Nespia, where are you? The others will be here soon, so hurry back, won't you? Do you hear me? Say something, would you?
So, is the person we've been following really Kakiwa, or is she maybe in West somehow?